my Gnoll of Gazog that has aspirations towards completing his run as an Ice Mage, and ultimate goal was just to cast Absolute Zero once, though at this point, I'm seriously considering taking on Extended. I did just clear Gnoll of Gazog 3-rune run, so I wouldn't mind dying with this character if that's what it takes to get an honest attempt at Extended, which I haven't played in so long I can't even remember. Certainly my overall equipage has improved dramatically after last session, during which time I cleared out the vaults, cleared out the depths, and I think just Vault 5 actually, but that was still pretty heavy. And yeah, what more needs to be said? Not much. Okay. So next up would be Zot, and I can think of no compelling reason not to attempt it, so here we go. We have the last rune, and in we go. You could make the argument that next step should be getting my Absolute Zero going, because spell memorization wise, I'm at 92% on level 9s without wizardry, but I do have wizardry available to me, and when you take away resist poison, which is pretty much the only other thing my Wingstop's doing, 60% castable. It's very reasonable. It's 50-50 shot, practically. And obviously you can quaff a brilliance if necessary to, like, secure that shot. I, however, will not use that quite yet. I'm preferring to take a few more turns trying to get the Book of Annihilations or Ice Magic some other way. Oh, right, that's right. Last time I also faced off against Mennas and Boris successfully multiple times. There's a Scroll of Blinking in there that I would eventually like, but I'm in no rush to acquire it yet. I can certainly take my time. Also, last time was the first game I've ever casted. Oh, looks like some people have joined chat. Hi, guys. Last was the first time I've ever casted Ignition, which, combined with Refrigeration, makes this the first run that I've ever used either of those spells, and, though quite unnecessary, in my opinion, to have both, I now have both. That's not to say that you can't get value out of both, and what the living dickens? There are places in Zot 5 that are not as dangerous as opening that door would be. You'd have to be pretty desperate to want a Kikru Barudra orb to open that door. That being said, what is that manual and why would I care? A manual of dodging is actually a really nice manual. An artifact amulet is a nice amulet. Pair of encrusted boots could be nice boots. A new book could be the book I want. Okay, so that is a valuable vault. Let's just call a spade a spade. I would be a fool not to think about this. I'll be a bigger fool to open the door, but you know. I will think about it. And that is way the hell more than I thought I was going to say when I looked at just how ridiculous up front that door was. Let's get a ally in here. Spellforge Servitor, I believe. Yes, you'll do nicely. Okay, he's done, but there's a lot of dragons building up here. I think we hurt them. Pull one, maybe, or two. Perfect. Pull a couple with me. I'm using a magic regen amulet, if I recall correctly, so my mana comes back pretty quick. And I have all the poly-resist man could ask for. Looks like some people have dropped off stream. No matter. Okay, back in we go. Good. They haven't gone anywhere. Keep my Spellforge active. I don't think that allies are capable of opening those doors. I'm a little nervous to find out that I'm wrong. On the other hand, even if they could, the Spellforge Servitor would not be my first thought for an ally that would open that door, so we're probably okay. I will get in there. It's just a matter of when and how. Firestorm would make very short work of all of those guys. Firestorm, mind you, being a spell that I neither have access to in my spell library, nor have the spell ability to cast yet. But there's no reason for me to rush into opening that door when I'm quite possibly going to be more adequately equipped for it later. Goodness gracious, great balls of destruction. Man, that thing was spamming. A tentacled monstrosity, A. Let's spam fire and take it out. Distraction by gold is so fun. Yeah, we're gonna refrigerate a couple times to finish this particular pack. And he remains friendly, that's good. Here, finish him off, eh? Good, 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 good. It is so ominous to see that much power concentrated that close to the door. I mean, honestly, whoever designed the concept of translucent doors, God bless you. It's a really fun feature this game has, where it promises you that you don't have to go in there yet. You can think it through and decide when you're ready. But when you're, or if you are ready, there's a massive challenge waiting for you. It also really tempts people to push their luck, which is something that, frankly, this game should do. And, sometimes you're going to push your luck successfully. Hopefully your assessment of threat is on point enough that you read situations correctly more often than not. I just feel better about taking those guys on with full mana. Moth of Wrath. Math of Wrath. And I never picked up my Curari needles again after I last dropped them. That's a mistake. I need to pick them up again. Potion of Brilliance. I don't know why I have an Amulet of Regeneration, so yeah, we can pitch that. In any situation where I would want an Amulet of Regeneration, I would probably be trying to chug potions instead. So we're probably going to hit level 27 this time around. And I don't know how long I have today, probably less than yesterday, so... Or, yeah, less than I did this time yesterday. Any other dragons in there, or just you guys? Alright, well, I'll do a couple of these. Couple of these, couple of these, couple of these. There we go. Jesus. Being a Gnoll is fun for having all your skills grow so massively. Being a Gnoll is not fun for the fact that a non-Gnoll would have had level 10 spells up and powered by now. Oh, there we go. There we go. Or level 9 spells. We're good to go with max level 27. Which means, win or lose, this Gnoll has made it to the end game. Freeze. Deep freeze. Yeah, I don't need a scroll of silence. All these scrolls are blinking. Thank God I have them. Though, I need to figure out whether the orb effect merely adds a delay or a chance of failure, or it actually negates controlled blink. Oh, nice. I was trying to run away and he forced me to do so. Places I would not waste orbs of destruction. Long, one-tile wide hallways. Lucky for me, my servitor has no such qualms. Where'd he go? There we go. Hey, come here. Moth of Wrath. Math of Wrath. Oh! Double shafted on Zot 2 all the way down to Zot 4? Wow, that's some bad luck. I don't mind fridging these guys, just because it's going to be really hard to win against them any other way. But now that I've done that, I need to really come up with a viable defensive strategy. To wit, I think we dig our way out of here. We can fridge in a bit. For now, let's let our servitor get some damage out. Okay. So, double shafted to Zot 4 is not the end of the game. Shafted into Zot lungs and Zot 5 with no retreat is the end of the game. But we're going to have to, again, think very carefully, play systematically, not die. I cannot stress enough how important it is not to die here. So on any other character, or on any other god, I would have gotten gold dragon armor available to me by now from all the dragons I'm slaying. However, I assume, because I'm a Gozagite, they don't leave any hides because their bodies turn into gold. Therefore, I don't have it. While I regenerate mana, this guy will just do my orb casting for me. And my god, was he effective. Multiple kills and got me to full mana. Yeah, fact of the matter is I came down to Zot ready to take on the final floor if necessary. Sorry, I entered Zot 1 ready to deal with Zot 4. So the shafting isn't going to set me back as much as it might otherwise have. Yeehaw. And as much as, you know, like I said, I'm not getting a gold dragon armor here because Gazog, because I'm Gazog, I already have access to the ability to call armor shops, which I've already used to reasonable effect this game. Also, I don't need gold dragon armor particularly right now, since I already have managed to flesh out a reasonable resistance set. Although I am wearing pretty crap body armor. Leather for resistance to fire only. The C invis is superfluous. I think I'm wearing an yes, I'm wearing a hat with no enchant on it. Is there no better helmet in the dungeon? Harm. Yeah, so there's no better helmet in the dungeon. Harm, if I recall correctly, doubles the damage you take and the damage you deal, which you could argue is good, in theory. Because if you think about it, I generally am dealing damage to things first, and then they deal damage to me second. So, a good first and second shot, you know, could potentially mean that they never get to hit me back. On the flip side, I often take damage, period, and taking damage being doubled is bad. You can see the profundity of my scroll analysis there. Joking aside, the way I always think of it is 50 hit points for an enemy doesn't matter very much. 50 hit points for me matters a lot. All it takes is one bad situation to go really bad quickly. And enemies, they get hundreds and hundreds of shots at taking me down. I get 1 life. Whoa! Okay. That ghost moth is the only thing here that I'm afraid of. And if it acts up, I can quaff a potion to deal. So let me not fridge just yet. I guess I can ignite here? If I ignite here, and I've got wands that can potentially finish the job on this guy. Poison and cold, but not acid. Yeah, so let's start off with ignition, and then we'll see where we end up. Good. Took a lot of damage. And he's gone. Now we can refrigerate to our heart's content, close out, and run. Beautiful. Remember that we got shafted. Our biggest goal right now is to find a safe staircase. Makes all these situations much less scary. I should use magic mapping here, by the way. There's really no justifiable reason I'm not doing it. That's a cursed toe. I know they're scary, but I don't remember why. Torment, abjuration, mushrooms. Well, that's why. Do they resist fire, cold, or both? Immune to poison, fire, and negative energy. Well, I guess that means it's cold that I need. That was the wrong button. Though it did thin out the crowd significantly. That was the right button. And a few casts of that really do seem to be working nicely. Now he can abjure, but I will force him to actually make good on abjuration. Oh, he's dreaming of being rich. Well, then I'll blow him up. Yeah, I've had runs that did much, much more poorly against cursed toes, so... No... Not sad with that outcome. Let's put these guys up. And blow him to bits. My god. So much damage required. Okay. We still haven't found that up staircase. But... I guess at the end of the day, I'm definitely capable of surviving here. I would just feel more comfortable having a safe retreat. Come closer. Even closer. Closelier. Now, die. There we go. That's most of them. And that's all of them. Just walk away from that gold dragon. Slow walk it back. Yeah, all that poison gas, by the way, makes me very happy that I didn't wear wizardry to try and tiptoe into level 9s. Rather, I'm wearing resist poison and keeping a nice, healthy, generic set of resists. Here's that up staircase I've been scrying for. Ooh, okay. Yes, I'll certainly examine this and see what I can find. Let's ditch enchant weapon. If I ever actually need to enchant a weapon, I'll be happy to make a trip for it. What you got? Strength +4, that's it. Pass. Hard pass. I think that strength is getting buffed in the next version of the game. I think... Oh, whoa, what just happened? I summoned an orb of fire. Okay, well that's good. I forgot that I had shadow creatures on queue. That was my bad. You guys just go ahead and beat everything up, okay? This staircase is no longer the safe haven I'd hoped it would be. There we go. It's all good. Tentacled monstrosity. So death cobs, I think, are deadly in melee, or at least they're supposed to be. I don't have a clear picture of what they do because I generally am killing them either from range or with a badass Minotaur that doesn't seem to care. I think they're one of those enemies that are not dangerous at the time of game you find them, because by the time you get to them, you've already surpassed them. Unlike, say, the tentacled monstrosity, which can show up in vaults before you're quite ready for that level of fight. Interesting. If he starts an Orb of Destruction while he's in vision range and then goes to being out of vision range, he will not, in fact... The orb still does damage. That's good to know. Take them all down the old-fashioned way. Or any way, I guess. I don't really care how fashionable it is. So at this point in the game, if I'm just going to make an ascension, no harm, no foul, it'll be quick and painless. But if I'm going to go for extended... Actually, yeah, nothing changes. If I'm going for extended, I still do pretty much exactly what I'm doing now. However, at that point, I would say Zot 5 is probably not the right place to go next. Because if you're not actually trying to finish the game, then why are you going to go to the place that finishes the game and is so dangerous? You're better off going to the next least dangerous place, which I guess would be... It's not hell. Do I try the royal jelly, maybe? Except no way will I do the royal jelly until I have the ability to kill it in one shot. I mean, the royal jelly is literally the first enemy you should be trying out. Not deep freeze, what's it called? Absolute Zero on. It's the most obvious choice. Sending out my orbs of destruction. Catalog of air. Well, that was useless, as the game seems to be willing to tell me. Oh, that's a lot of you guys. Let's refrigerate a few times until you get a bit closer, and then we'll ignite. You're all confused by money. Nah, we'll drop down the one thing that I know for sure will beat that, the Servitor. Spellforge Servitor is such a beast. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Orb of Destruction with Spellforge Servitor is enough to beat Zot. Now, granted, it's not enough to beat Zot every time, and you're gonna be in situations where you'll use other spells, and it won't be easy, but you don't need level 9 spells to beat this game. A level 7 Orb of Destruction with sufficient power will blow through most of what you find here. As long as you make good use of the stairs, don't get flanked, and have some means of getting mana back, or, in the case of the Spellforge Servitor, lean on the Servitor, you're gonna be just fine. Thanks again to Panda for talking me through Ignition yesterday, because yeah, it's basically, if you think of it less as being AoE firestorm or sight range firestorm damage, and think instead as being you're just launching a 2/3 powered fireball on every tile that has an enemy, then you find yourself thinking of it correctly. Like right here would not be optimal to use it because they're not touching each other, but if they had clustered a little tighter, then hitting each of them with a fireball, each of them with a pair of fireballs for only 8 mana instead of the usual, would be super worth it. And I love that it can never hurt me or mine. That's really cool. And appropriate for a level 8 spell, I should add. I mean, compare that to refrigeration that, you know, doesn't have smart targeting like that. This is a good spot. Each of them is going to get hit by 3. And again. And now we can refrigerate for mop-up. I like the fact that I can do 1 in fire and 1 in ice, so it really does help me deal with pretty much all the resistance spectrums for an elementally themed enemy. There are enemies that just resist everything raw, and that's obviously not what this pairing does, but... or what this pairing deals with. But my main source of damage is irresistible, so... yeah, it's that. Butcher, baker... makes me the kingmaker. Good, good, good. Okay. I think we are pretty much cleared from there. I mean, again, we got shafted into here, so we already know we've dealt with some of what this floor has to offer, and found it wanting. You have been weighed, you have been measured, and you have been found wanting. Zot 4 complete. If I was being true to my own dictum, I would back out right now, because I don't plan to beat the game this second, and so I'm better served coming back here when it's even more trivial and I have even more tools than now when it's merely trivial with me having tools. But I just can't seem to help myself. The hell? Door leads to nowhere. That's just confusing. So this side of the map is blocked off by a dispersal trap from that side. I can blink across, so there's that. This is odd. Usually there's a way in between the two. Oh, this is it. This is the way in over here. Okay, I got it. I got it. And that means there could be or could not be, yep, orb guardians coming out right now. Man, these dead ends. It looks like a giant honeycomb if you look at the mini-map. Or less generously, looks like a squishy brain, maybe? Okay, another benefit of Ignite is that I can use it in melee range and with an ally on the screen. It's not something I think about all the time, but wow, it's come up a couple times already just in this area alone. Come upstairs with me. I have a special death plan for you. Okay, this is bad. Let's just get out of here before bad things happen. That ghost moth could wreck my day, and I'd rather not deal with it. It's not that the ghost moth alone is a threat, it's that the ghost moth chasing me into the lungs, is a threat. Alright. Not looking to be one-on-one here, so where did that ghost moth go? There it is. First things first, get my ally to work on it. Yes, this is the plan. If I can pull it upstairs with me, I'll be very happy. I can beat it up upstairs much more easily than I could take it on here. Apparently my melee skills have gotten good enough that I can deal with it straight up now. That did not used to be the case. You on the other hand, please do not constrict me when I try to go upstairs. There we go. I guess having maxed out EXP, maxed out levels and high skills makes a huge difference, huh? Okay. We have cleared out the top, and it does look like a giant mushroom. Let's get this road on the show. That's just a ton of orbs. You don't think that's a little bit overkill, do you? Maybe it is. But overkill has two components, and only one of them is important. Yes, go ahead. If I blow up my own servitor, at least he won't turn hostile. Besides, he blew me up once, so we're even. Okay. I'm having serious second and third thoughts about this, because I know it's a suboptimal play, but at the same time it just feels very doable right now. Alright, you all just follow me out, please. Alright, well, at this point, you're kind of just asking to get killed. I mean, it's suboptimal. That doesn't mean it's weak or bad in any way. I have every resistance I need. How bad is my malmutate probability? If it fires that at me... It doesn't say my chance to resist. I would rather get it done with now. So, yeah. Ooh! Reflected, baby! And let's also file a floods, just in case it prevents him from talking. Is that a thing that you have to deal with, Mr. Lich? It is affected by silence and anti-magic, so in theory, it will be affected by this. Okay. You deal with him and I will run. So, that's really cool. I don't know if Warlock's Mirror blocked that, and just that, or if it's somehow virtually guaranteed to block. I wish I had some kind of percentages, but I actually don't, because that would just be analysis paralysis at that point. So we're just gonna beat this guy up in melee as best as we can. Okay, he's done. This staircase is so close to the lungs, it's almost too good to be true. Like, there's usually an escape in reasonable distance, but it's right there. Oh, also, hello to whomever just joined my stream. Good. That should be a knockout. And the File of Floods has already recharged. So I don't know for sure, but I think recharging is based on experience gain, not on time taken. Let's poison him and back off. That will be enough to get his attention, hopefully. And that's all I really want right now is his attention. He's probably not got resistances, so metabolic refrigerator should be effective. It was pretty effective. Hey, come here. Die. Sheen. Alright, clear. Back into the lungs. I am starting... Oh, whoa, that was a plus 12 club? Jesus. I didn't know clubs got that. I didn't know weapons got that high without being artifacts. Speaking of which, have I ignored an important artifact since I got to Zot? Nope, only the ones that were trapped in that incredibly dangerous looking vault. Which, shockingly, I haven't gone into yet. And somehow you didn't wake up through all of this noise. Let's drown you first. And then we'll just beat the hell out of you. This one can't be silenced, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, not affected, or are affected by anti-magic, but doesn't say anything about silence. It does say it's resistant to cold, but it doesn't say how resistant. We're gonna shout for its attention. That was ineffective. There, now we have its attention. And I have a body blocker, which is more important. Body blocker will prevent it from casting Malmutate. And there we go. It died. File of Floods is inert after 1 Ancient Lich and 1 Orb of Fire. Okay, we're just... Again, we're not gonna... We're gonna do our best to keep as respectable a distance as we can. As respectful, I shouldn't say respectable, respectful distance as we can. Come to me, fools. I'll get my ally in play to start softening you up. I think it got him. It did not. There we go, now it got him. Plus 12 Club of Venom. So these guys just get this plus 12 Club, I guess? Like, that's programmed? I don't know. I could be using Bribe to make this much easier on me. I'm actually tempted to do so. It would be a pretty cheap expenditure of 3,000. But since I'm technically trying to gain experience by doing this, I would rather kill things than charm them. No. I'm just exploring around to make sure that nothing new has spawned before returning here to see what else I've baited out. Oh, whoa. What just happened? Orb of Destruction, Killer Clown, Orb of Fire glows red, Fireball, Recharge, Bolt of Fire, and okay, so we made it through that with very little damage on kind of the Fireball with Fire Resist. We're gonna step away, step behind, and keep stepping away. Okay, clear. Good. Warlock's Mirror top tier. Yeah, I don't mind killing my own servitor if I kill the thingy first. Good. Undressing the Age of Curiosity. I have absolute zero down to 56% without wizardry. If I find that spell, it's pretty much castable. Not actually castable, but, you know, pretty much. Certainly, if I quaff a Brilliance Potion or wear a second Enhancer, I can get it there. Oh, whoa, 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 what is that? What is an Obsidian Statue? Mesmerize, Minor Demon, Major Demon, Abjuration, 70 HP with reasonable AC. So, very much blow-upable with a series of Orbs of Destruction. But nasty, nasty beast in a nasty location. Attempting to mesmerize me there did not succeed. And... alright, we put our neck in and we put our neck out. We put our neck in and we shook it all about. This game is hokey. I am pokey. Quickly hide behind this thing. Too late. So it is not a straight up 100% immunity to malmutate, to wear the Warlock's Shield. It is merely a resist possibility. Good possibility, I mean it works, but yeah. Unfortunately, that is a dangerous mutation. Oh, I'm marked. I didn't realize I was marked. Let's get out of here. Like yesterday. Although, to be fair, being marked here is exactly the right thing for me. It's gonna draw my enemies out, which is kind of exactly what I want to have happen. There's a Berserked Orb Guardian next to me. That's the only thing that stops this from being a great idea and merely makes it a good idea. To ignite, I mean. Yeah, still a good idea. There's a good chance I just cleared out most of the orb chamber with this sequence. And my skills are all up to 16s and 19s and... wait, 16s and... yeah, 16s and 18 and a half, so very good. Very, very good. What is my mutation? Scrolls take longer to read. That's not good. I do have a potion of mutation that I'm going to attempt to use to get rid of this one. But for the time being, I feel ballsy enough to try and go without it. Usually the time you're reading a scroll, you need its effect to be instant. Like, blink me out of danger right the hell now. So... I'm definitely not going to leave that mutation standing if I can get rid of it in a mutation pot or two. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, this is part of why I wanted to do Zot now, because I'm kind of sort of wishing I had a good mutation, and so feeling like playing the whole roulette, but I don't want to play the roulette without having a cure mutation benefit first, and I thought there was a small chance that being here I would end up getting malmutated, and hey, that's exactly what happened. So this kind of all went according to plan, sort of, in theory, if you squint a little and make bad plans, which I do. Alright, step in the alarm trap. Let's see if we can't call out any more of my enemies while waiting out this mark. Sure enough, there goes another. Mark is resolved. No more enemies came to the front. We've cleared out just about the entire area. We've cleared all the way into the orb chamber. Zot 5 cleared. We can quit at any time. So let's go figure out what those mutation potions were. Oh, it's not cure mutation. We just have to go for mutation. Let's go to the mutation potion. Bismillah. Well, it didn't clear the one I wanted to. It did give me a bonus to HP, and it restricted my footwear slightly. I'm gonna take another mutation potion and see if I can't cure out of the one negative mutation I want cured. Yep, go for it. Berserkeritis, which is bad, MR, Stealth, and Resist Fire. I don't know that that's actually not just worse for a mage, but I'm not just any mage, I'm a Gnoll mage, and Gnoll mages are good at everything, including melee, so being berserked isn't necessarily the death sentence that it otherwise might be, I guess. I don't know. Also, unless I'm terribly mistaken, necromutation and being a lich might prevent me from going berserk. And if that's the case, status, I think. Lich. Cold, hostile enchantments, poison, negative, and torment. Spells are increased. You gain a draining melee attack. If you're vulnerable to holding spell and unable to consume potions. Okay, so that doesn't seem to answer my question. But if I can't be berserked in necro form, then I'm very likely to pick up necromutation, at least in part, for the post-end game, which is all that's left. So maybe I can ignore Berserkeritis, and if that's true, then I've just used the Resist Fire to fill out my final Resist Pip, and my will is 4 out of 5, which is just fantastic. Yeah, I have a hard time feeling bad about this particular set. So we'll keep it, and what the hell, let's go to the crypt. Just to clear out the last of the available branches for me to work off of. So the crypt doesn't have much in the way of enemies that will be vulnerable to my refrigerator. There are probably plenty of good ignite situations, though, because resistance to fire is not an inherently zombie or undead thing, the way that resistance to cold is. That was the wrong button. I meant to do ignite there. But I guess I can just stab him. The same effect. Yeah, and if I am reduced to the point that I'm in combat hitting something, I guess what does it mean to be in the heat of combat? Does that mean that I'm getting hit, or does that mean that I'm hitting others? Or a bit of both? Because if it's me hitting others, anytime I'm using melee, I'm willing to go berserk most of the time, because I'm already reduced to using my weapon instead of my magic, so I'm either out of mana, in which case attack steroids with the speed steroids can only help my cause. I really, I'm realizing in the way that I'm talking that I'm kind of trying to talk myself into this, which means that at some level I already know Berserkeritis is a bad idea. So I'm just gonna stop worrying about it and kind of leave it up to fate. We'll see how it plays out in a safe place like the crypt, because let's be honest, for me, right now, this crypt is not a very dangerous branch. And then we'll go from there. Good reflect, I guess. Still haven't quite figured out what that spectral mist does. Alrighty. I just checked the clock. I think I'm pretty close to the end of my time for now, so I'll finish out this floor and then I'll bail. There aren't a whole lot of important take-home lessons for today. If anything, I actually did a colossal subpar play. I'm not going to go so far as to call it a misplay because it's relatively safe, but I cleared out Zot 5 well before I needed to. And there's obviously no need to do that. So, in general, you're better off waiting to the last possible minute to do things. dangerous things, I mean, and in so doing to mitigate the damage that they pose. Good, good, good. On the flip side, pre-clearing Zot 5 means that even if I end up in a bad situation later on and unable to easily win, I can always waltz my way into Zot 5, grab the orb, and get ready to waltz out. Even if it respawns a pack or two, it's no big deal. I'm tempted to take on that one challenge vault that was at the beginning of it. 4 ancient liches do not scare me. 4 at once could potentially overwhelm me. It's true, but I've got the power. I think the best thing to do will be when I'm ready to go to the Abyss, to get the Abyssal Rune, to stop by there first. So that if they Abyss me, it's already what I wanted to do, and if they don't Abyss me, then I get artifacts. Alrighty, that's it for today. Thank you all for watching. Have fun, good luck with your calling, and I will see you guys next time.